head towards the questions. We have about 13 odd of them. Okay. Yes. So ideally, first question by Miriam John. Ideally, when should someone be put in a PIP? As in, how long can or should we tolerate underperformance?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't tolerate underperformance at all, right? So we shouldn't have to tolerate any kind of underperformance. Like I said, like initially, consistent feedback has to go out. Usually, when a person has not reacted to feedback or improved themselves based off of feedback, is when you would consider a more serious step like a PIP, right? So, and all of this is very, very case dependent, depends on the role, depends on like how time critical these skills are, how time critical tasks are, how much time does it take for people to learn certain skills, right? There are some things that require a longer learning time, right? So it's important that we think about all of these things and handle cases on a case by case basis. But tolerating underperformance should never happen, is my opinion.
Okay, thank you, Darshana. Next question by Shamala Tangadurai. How do you handle managers or management are slacking in providing feedback or spending time working with the employee on PIP?
So quite simply, if as a manager, you've not been giving regular feedback, you don't really get to put a person on PIP. As a people success manager or as an HR person, I would question why you've put a person on PIP in the first place if you've not been spending time with them. So it's like, again, sorry, too many cricketing examples coming to mind. Um, unless you let a person know what is the required run rate at the end of every over and how much ahead or behind they are, you can't really come back at the end of 50 overs and say, hey, you know what, you were supposed to score 300 runs, you've only scored 299. So as a manager, it's I mean, as a people success person, it's your responsibility to educate managers that feedback has to be regular, like Darshana was saying. It has to be ongoing, it has to be consistent in real time. People are smart, right? People are not I mean, living in the stone age, they would know whether they're performing above par, at par, or below par. So all you have to do as a manager is give them the right tools, and they typically will come up the curve. If they don't, so there are times when a person is just not interested. Yes, that will happen. In even in that case, it's important to just let them know so that we can take whatever action is necessary, but cannot let a manager shy away from giving feedback in a timely manner.
Yes, absolutely agreed. I think if the timely feedback is not given, then I would seriously question the managers, whether the manager needs to be put in a PIP or not first, because it's your job, right? So yes, next question again by Miriam John. Can we cover the connection PIP has with the hiring process? For example, if there are quite a few people going in PIPs from the same team, I would answer that absolutely yes. I mean, I've always said, no, data backup is absolutely important. If you're finding that too many people are, say, from your sales or marketing or analytics, whatever team, you find that they're clearing probation and still going into PIP after that within the first 6 months or 6 to 9 months, then I would question the kind of hiring process itself and try to understand whether they're even understood and whether they're evaluating the potential hires properly. And maybe if there's a change in the activities needed, is there a change needed in the hiring process? Is it probably because the kind of questions that are being asked during the hiring are not relevant to what they come and do on the job? Or is it also a possibility that the kind of expectations people set when people come on board while hiring are very different from what is actually happening when once they join the job? Any of these mistakes could lead to, a kind of hiring the person, then PIP, then out, right? Which is not helpful for the business, not helpful for the team, and not helpful for the individual either. So obviously would want to avoid that. I hope I answered your question, Miriam. Next question. I'm working in a startup. Startups often rely on flexibility and adaptability. How can the PIP framework be flexible enough to accommodate the unique challenges and changes that startups frequently experience? The turnover rate is high as well. Question by Khushali Srivastava. So startups often rely on flexibility and adaptability. Yes. How can the PIP framework be flexible to accommodate the unique challenges that startups face? I mean, we have been working, Squad Stack is still I would say still in the startup mode only. And Assume was also, still a startup when I left it. I have seen that, yes, there are unique challenges, but that also means you should hire people